Hello. Thought I'd do a live video for a minute. I am came out to chill in the car for a minute. This has been a rough last 24 hours. It's the first time I've worn my hair up since I had it cut again, so like I was checking it out, but I got one word for today, and that is holy fuck balls. Like I feel very much some type of way. I feel all over the place. I lay down to sleep last night, and I'm still doing it. It's not really bad right now, but it still keeps coming back. I started shaking, and it's one of those things where it's like, kind of wanted to know, like, I didn't think that was like just gonna go away. There's a part of my cycle that makes me shake, and that is I'm aware the last couple days, like there's like 3 days a month, there's a transition period for me hormonally, and so it started like, usually it's like just the internal vibration thing and cognitive, but now that I'm more like cognitively clear, it's not affecting me cognitively. Like spaciness is like, I just can't remember shit. Like, and I'm like, well, like, this isn't a new problem. I know how to, you just try. Like, that's all you can really do with it. It's like, figure it out. Run down the list of figuring out what you're missing and stuff, like, I have like 4 shirts that are missing in my clothes, and I can't remember where I put them at. My house is not that big. One of the reasons why being organized is like absolutely like a huge important thing to me. So I have not quite got everything organized, and someone's telling me that they don't like cottage cheese. I had this idea of I have like got some cans of lasagna soup, and it's something that they actually introduced me to, and I was like, ooh, put a scoop of cottage cheese in it, and because ricotta cheese and cottage cheese is pretty good in lasagna, and so I'm gonna do that. Anyways, if anybody wants to try that with me. So I feel like shit. I feel like, not sick or anything. Like, I feel okay, but I feel like shit because I'm scared out of my mind. Everything's okay, like, because I can't remember. It's totally a trauma thing, like, when you're not okay with, not remembering, but like when you're in the middle of trying to do stuff, and all of a sudden, like, you can't remember anything, like what you're supposed to be, what you got planned, or what you're doing, and like in detail, like how to go about things, like, like remembering you go into work, but you don't remember, like, you can't go to work if you don't have pants on. Is what it is. So and that's the thing, like, is, of course I have pants on, but like there's more to going to just work than putting your pants on and walking out the door. So it's pretty fucked up to think that, any kind of person that works, like, wouldn't be able to, like, just go to work. Like, no. I've definitely left without, socks on, like, without any food, without taking medication, all kind of different stuff. So, but not only that, but like I have a bunch of stuff that also have got to do this week outside of that, and like you know, I totally have a situation where like I won't eat, you know, like I just don't eat. Sometimes like I forget that I smoke cigarettes, like just completely don't remember that I smoke cigarettes because I don't have that feeling there. I don't have like sometimes like my it goes up and down, like my food and my like thirst and stuff like that goes way up and down. Sometimes I don't recognize what it is because sometimes it gets so overwhelming. I'm like, I know that's not real, and so I ignore it, which is very painful, like to be super starving in your body. You know, I think everybody's probably been through that at some point in time. But you know, like if I get sick, like my body's like, you're not hungry, you don't ever need to eat again. Like it doesn't have any urges or anything, and that completely is a weird thing. You know, so and then like so I'll like, and then sometimes, you know, I get a strong feeling because that's not just migrated by your brain, like that's migrated by muscles too. Like it's not just chemical, it's also like there's different ways, like different processes to getting that to work. It's really crazy. Like how that interaction even happens within me. All that is a hypothalamus issue. Like I did actually read that last night, that the type of epilepsy I have, I'm just going to say it, and the narcolepsy both are all hypothalamus, and that is, you know, I have tons of like information and documentation and stuff. I've been dealing with that my entire life. Yeah, I'm getting some kind of text. So that's interesting, you know, but it's also like really, 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 really weird. It's annoying and it's frustrating, and it takes, you know, a lot of extra time because if I'm having cognitive problems, like because of dealing with seizures and activity and stuff, then like I can't remember to do all that stuff unless I have planned it out. You know, I pretty much remember to eat, but if it gets really bad, then like if I'm sick too, but I don't feel like, if I have a feeling of not wanting to eat, then like it's even worse. I did make the decision to switch colleges yesterday, and I'm also changing my major, and that'll be I'll, you know, talk about that more once it gets finalized, because just ordered feel a little bit more relaxed after a minute of talking. But so I ordered my transcripts and got all that sent over and stuff, and switched up my financial aid to FAFSA, all that, sending it over to the college and whatnot. And so I'm gonna be like, my financial assistance is gonna be weird for a couple months, but it's gonna be worth it in the long run. Also, I have an option to do some door dashing in order to pay my bills, not with this car, but like for the next 2-3 months in case I need it, if I need it. So just gonna have to take everything slow and one day at a time. And but like I had a whole bunch of pile of stuff that's building up in the last couple weeks, you know, switching from one side to the other, and while, you know, holding a bunch of other situations, like, you know, doing manual like socializing behaviors and stuff. And it's like, you know, because everything's super important to me, I'm also, you know, trying to work and do stuff, trying to get all that done. At the same time, also you know, do not like to, you know, not be good at what I do. It's not fun. Ew, hands are dry. I do not like to, have limitations, because I was like, at one point in my life, had everything super, super, super organized. I had a lot of help, and I don't have that anymore. So my functioning level is way limited. Added also, you know, my cognitive process is, it goes up and down throughout the month. So if I'm not prepared for it, which I am not, because I'm in a state of flux, then like everything gets like really confusing all of a sudden. So like emotionally and mentally. So this would be the point in time if I had anybody yelling at me or criticizing me or trying to gaslight me, that I'd be losing my absolute shit, and make a bunch of mistakes and stuff. Luckily, I don't have that right now, and so I'm working as hard as I can to, you know, get everything aligned back up. It's frustrating because, like, I don't have a ton to do, but like at the same, like I have to also rest. So, or I'll get pissed, because I do have to like literally sit and like think everything through and remember stuff over again, because of not, you know, not being able to think throughout, it was throughout the night, that I was having the cognitive seizure stuff. So that was wild. It was a situation where I'd done everything that I usually do beforehand to make sure that that doesn't take place. Hot baths, get into the most relaxed state possible. And, you know, one thing I did do though is that I don't normally do is I forgot to cut the heat down, and so it was warm in the house, and I think that may have had something to do with it. I just realized that a little while ago. So, because I have been having to like sleep in a frigid, like I'm sleeping in a refrigerator. Not that bad, but you know, like in the, it's like it's 60. So, but ticking is not, it's bad right after like seizures and like since they happened, and but I am like still, well, you know, back and forth, not anything super noticeable. Like I don't have the anxiety stuff that comes with it. So the behavioral part, I guess. But yeah, wanted to think out loud and clear some of my thoughts. I am kind of just, I guess what it is that I'm a little traumatized at the moment. I think that is a little bit what happens, like, because something happens, you just kind of get like 1,000-yard stare, and it's like a refusal to, it's like a drop everything, you know. So like I'm pretty cool as sitting here in my car and just staring out into space for like the next hour, and just sit here and not move. Like, and that feels good. So, but I have a bunch of, at least set up myself a bunch of interesting work. I feel okay enough to do it. Like I was sick over the weekend and stuff, where I wasn't feeling good, and when that happens, like I can, like there is no my desire just like for like creativity and coming up with new ideas and stuff just dissipates, and then all of a sudden it reappears. So had that moment of clarity yesterday evening where I was like, oh, like, okay, let's make a change. And it's also, you know, to make a change is super, like, what I'm doing with my school and stuff is super nerve-wracking because, like, it's not highly calculated like I'm used to living and thinking. And so, you know, I have no idea what's going to happen financially, but all my bills are paid, my house taxes is paid, like, you know, I have, you know, some money, some ways to make money and stuff, but I'm like, like, I've always been super self-conscious about relying on myself, in that way, like, which is funny, because I've always been like that, and that alludes to me having the medical problems that I do, even before I knew that I had them. And so, like, because it's not like a social based thing, like, you know, I've never had problems with, you know, other people like rely on me on or anything like that. Like vocally, you know, it is like, am I gonna wake up tomorrow and be here? Like, you know, remember who I am. Like that, and that is like scary. And that doesn't always happen. So I have to, like last night, you know, I was having seizures and stuff, and I was like, okay, in the morning I'm gonna wake up and I'm not gonna remember who the fuck I am for a little while, but it's okay, because I know that I'm going to a place to where I will remember, you know, it's gonna be a, you know, slow process throughout the day and stuff, and so I wake up like a blind person, you know, with my hands out in front of me kind of thing in the broad daylight. But it is very much like walking around your house in the pitch black at night when I wake up through that. So I have a lot of nightmares, stuff like that, you know, throughout the night because I didn't really, you know, like know where I am kind of thing. But at some point, like, I fully believe that those kind of symptoms will get ironed out, and that you know, I can get that worked out to where that won't be so much of a thing anymore. But this was incredibly painful because it did have some fighting behind it. Because, and that's the thing, is like when you take a fall, like some people know how to fall. Is totally a thing that you can, you know, fall in a specific way without getting hurt. And so that's what I've been learning to do, is, you know, to prepare for that each night, that like emotionally, and sure enough, like I woke up, you know, I don't remember the dreams, like I didn't latch on to it. You know, I just know that like I had a cramp in my foot when I woke up because I was flexing really bad in my sleep, and I was really worried that I woke up with a broke tooth, and I didn't, because I hit it a couple times from ticking and stuff, because I do that. And I've got a tooth that's like moved into the way of like my bite line in the back, and so I was like, I did hit it pretty bad a couple times and thought I was gonna shatter my teeth. So, you know, there's that. Like, I've got to have a tooth pulled, and hopefully before that happens, I don't like knock out any of my other teeth. And so, you know, I don't want to have like a huge gap, like. My teeth are already pretty unaligned and stuff like that, and that whole... Is my lights on in my car? Oh my goodness, they are. I'm so glad I noticed that. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. So, anyways, I think I'm toad with talking right now, but I'm okay. Just like freaked out, kind of past my yelling stage where I feel like blah blah, you know, like, ah, shit, damn, like that kind of thing. And just hitting like trauma right now. And so I'm gonna chill and try to remember everything I gotta do. Probably gonna work on some laundry. So like organizing the space around me will help me organize my mind, I think. So alright, let's see. Today is today is Tuesday, and yes. So today is Tuesday, and hope everybody has a good evening and rest of the week. I'll probably do one tomorrow, so alright.